Well, hello again from Puerto Rico and Babygrande's coverage of the Puerto Rico Classic, an incredible college event. Glad to be here at the Grand Reserve Golf Club and the host team, Purdue, and head coach Andrew Sapp. And year number 2 as head coach joining us here for the program this afternoon. Day number 1 in the books, and you timed it perfectly. We literally just barely got off the golf course, and the rain started to come in full force, a little bit more fierce than it was earlier in the day, Coach.
Yeah, the winds really picked up probably the second half of the tournament
Yeah.
or second half of the round today, and made it definitely more challenging. But there were some really low scores out there today. So some teams took advantage of some soft conditions and being able to put the ball in your hand in the fairways, and saw a lot of birdies and eagles. So
Coach Sapp, we'll talk about the scores and stuff in a little bit. Right now, Virginia out in front. They come in as the number 1 team in the nation, but it certainly says something for you to have such talented field in the mix here in Puerto Rico. Location certainly matters, but the history of this event since '99 certainly speaks to it as well.
definitely, I mean, we've had so many tour stars come out of this tournament. Guys, I mean, Chris Goddard won it a few years ago, it seems like. And so a lot of great tour players have played here in this event. And it's just had a great, rich history for over 29 years.
I want to talk about your experience here at Purdue over the last several years. Obviously, the last 2 as head coach, as I mentioned. But first of all, just what you knew you were stepping into lineage-wise with this tournament here being a staple at the Grand Reserve Golf Club for so many years.
I mean, it's just an honor to be able to host an event like this and to get such great teams to participate every year. I mean, knowing I've been coming to this tournament for it's basically since it started.
Sure.
So at other schools as well as at Purdue. So I know the history of this golf course or this tournament about as well as anybody does, except for probably Devin Browse and Rob Bradley, the 2 Purdue coaches before me. So it's been a great tradition. We're fortunate to have some of the best teams in the country and the best team in the country participate this year.
This golf course seems a little bit simplistic from the tee. As most people say, it's pretty straightforward, but the complexities lie in some of the green complexes. The protection is certainly out there in strategically placed bunkers.
Right.
What do you see as a man who's been around this course a lot of times? What are the intricacies of it that appeal to you?
I think really a lot of it's the weather conditions, because you're going to get a lot of wind. You're going to get rain pretty much every day you play here.
Yeah.
And it's being able to adapt to that. You saw early on the scores were getting really low early because there was no wind at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then you saw them kind of level out a little bit, other than for some of the top teams, because the wind picked up. And some of the holes became more challenging into the wind than obviously when there was no wind early on.
Coach, I want to hone in a little bit on hole number 11. That's where we stationed up today for Babygrande. I had every group that came through in the tournament today on number 11 with you on that. It was nice and easy for a while.
Right.
And as soon as that wind whipped up, you saw players really kind of go back and forth on their decision making. Nobody really was pin high today. They either, the ones that attacked pin high found themselves in that left bunker, and the ones who didn't found themselves middle of green or short. Yeah. And then there was a lot of times when the winds changed really mid-hole, and you saw players either very short or the first 2 went super long and found themselves in that dreaded spot beyond the green. And then that third player backed off 2 clubs and put it on the very front and had a 100-foot putt.
Yeah, 11's a challenging hole, especially with the back hole location that we had today. And when we came through, it was blowing pretty hard.
Yes.
Because it was our 10th or 11th hole at the time, and it was blowing hard and off the left. So we saw a few balls end up in the left rough, just left of the green, and tough up and down. So, but guys who would just hit it out to the right and try a 2-putt, a 3 on that hole is a great score.
Talked about that earlier. Diabolical, even though it seems not. Playing at 192 yards normally, forward a bit today because obviously the PGA Tour coming through, they're holding back that back tee placement, but still, even at 150, 160 yards today, that changed drastically based on the wind.
It sure did. I mean, I bet the first people who played that in the shotgun start probably didn't have nearly as difficult a shot as
Wedges and
people.
9-irons.
Correct. Wedges and 9-irons early on, and then you probably had guys hitting some 7-irons near the end of the round. So when the wind was up, so yeah, definitely. That's the thing about this golf course is you never know when the wind's going to pick up and the rain could come, and it'll change things for you throughout the round.
This golf course in fantastic condition right now, always is. Grand Reserve Golf Club. The PGA Tour comes here for the Puerto Rico Open in just a few weeks. So pristine conditions right now. One of the cool things about that, the infrastructure not too crazy, so it still feels very natural out there. There's not the grandstands and the super massive buildup that you expect with a tour event, but the golf course is in prime condition.
Yeah, we're fortunate to be able to come here less than a month before the tour event because we know that the golf course is going to be in good shape. And they do a great job here. Obviously, they have to deal with weather, and they've had a lot of rain over the last week. And but really, given that, it's incredible how good of a job the course superintendent and his staff have done to make this course as good a shape as it is.
Coach, let's talk about your time at Purdue so far. Obviously, been there for a minute, but second year as head coach. How's the transition been? How are you enjoying it? What's been the high points so far?
It's been great. I mean, we've got a great group of guys. They work really hard. They love each other, and obviously, I was here 2 years prior to becoming the head coach, working with Rob Bradley before he left to go to South Carolina. So I knew the program well, and it's actually my second stint because I was Devin Brouse's assistant from 98 to 2002 at Purdue before I got my first head coaching position. So Purdue's a great place, great facilities, 2 Pete Dye golf courses right on campus. We've hosted NCAA championships. We've hosted NCAA regionals. So it's really awesome school to go to as a college golfer, but really enjoyed being part of this program now twice, but also being able to have a former player in Cole Bradley as my assistant coach. Cole Bradley, as in Rob Bradley's son.
Yes, sir.
He played for his father at Purdue, but then joined me as my assistant when his dad went to South Carolina.
When you finally had the opportunity to take the full reins of it, what was it that you really wanted to imprint on this group? Your coaching style, your philosophy. What's your message to it, and what's your legacy with this program, or what do you want to leave it?
Sure, I think Coach Bradley had done a really nice job.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to say I just didn't want to mess it up, but I didn't want to mess it up.
Yeah.
I wanted to do whatever I could to improve upon what he did. And Coach Bradley and I were teammates in college at UNC, so we've known each other since we were teenagers. So it's one of those things where we had similar philosophies, always recruit players who wanted to work hard, do well in school, love to play golf and compete. And so in a lot of ways, what we're trying to do now is not any different than what's been done in the past. We're just trying to get guys who want to compete and try to win championships.
Coach, take me through your lineup right now and maybe some highlights of your players and just the depth of your program and where it stands and where you're proud of and where you're looking for the future to be with your group.
Sure. I mean, we've got one senior in the starting lineup right now, a fifth-year Kentaro Nanayama, who's played in this event plenty of times. And we've got 2 really good juniors from England. Sam Easterbrook won this event last year, so he's the defending champion. Shot 3 under today, so he's still in the hunt, which is great. Jensen Forrester, who actually transferred from East Tennessee State, a fine player. And then we've got a sophomore and a freshman in the lineup this week. Supapan Amor Chai Chan, we call him Mac or Soup. He finished top 10 at NCAA's. His freshman year was honorable mention All-American, and Will Harvey's a freshman in our lineup and has done well. We've got a couple individuals here as well. Andre Zoo's a freshman. He shot 68 today.
Saw that, yeah.
He did a nice job for us. So really, we've got a good mix of players. A few older guys, a few younger guys here. So it's kind of a nice balance.
Coach, I want to talk about those. At Babygrande, we get a lot of the young, aspiring golfers, those that are in that junior category or those that are in that year when it's time to get recruited. And it's from firsthand experience with a godson who just went through it as a 2026. It's stressful as all heck. The recruiting process has changed. The landscape of college golf
Right.
has changed with roster limits and fifth years and NIL, et cetera, like that. What is someone like you at a top tier program? What are you looking for in a player? What can these kids do?
Sure. Well, as you can tell, we're competing against the best teams in the country here at this event and at many of the tournaments that we play in. So we look for players who have experience playing against guys they're going to play against in college.
Sure.
So if they've played junior golf against some of the best juniors and had good experiences, we know that's probably going to translate well into college. So I think really it's obviously the obvious answer is shoot low scores. But just the experiences that players have. We're a university, a good academic school, so we want them to be good students and pursue the degree of their choice. But at the end of the day, we're looking for guys who want to play and compete and get better each and every week, come to practice and grind it out and see if they can continue to improve throughout their 4 years here.
I had Coach Bowen Sargent of Virginia and Coach Chris Hack yesterday with Georgia and talking to them, and you strike me in the very same vein as them, where there's that gruff, tough head coach exterior, but there's that soft inside. How do you balance that with your players? Because you strike me as the kind of guy that will be the hammer when you need to be, but you're also the arm around, tell you I love you guy.
You do. I mean, we play an individual sport.
Yeah.
You got to know your players well enough to know who needs a kick in the tail and who needs a pat on the back. So everybody's going to be different in the way that they can be motivated and the way they can learn. So it's kind of one of those things. It's getting to know your players well and how you can press the right button with each guy to get them to do what they can do and reach their potential.
All right, Coach, we'll switch the focus a little bit to this tournament for just a few more with you. I know it's a long day and you're probably ready to go home, but round number one in the books, it was back and forth all day, and that's college golf. Virginia out to the lead, but just by a stroke. They're at 22 under. Ohio State currently sitting at 21 under. LSU at 14 under. Tennessee, Georgia, South Carolina, Iowa, Oklahoma, all at 12 under. You guys at 5 under, but when you talk about just how close this is over the course of the next 2 days, what do you expect to see score-wise as the conditions will also change?
Yeah, you never know. This was really low scoring for the first round, so it was impressive to see. For us to be sitting where we are, not playing terribly, just not converting enough birdies like some of the other teams did. You never know, but it is pretty tight in the middle. Obviously, we've got a few teams up there near the top who've almost not run away because there's a lot of golf left.
Sure.
And when you're shooting a lot of birdies and seeing a lot of eagles out there, anything can happen. Teams can get hot and make up strokes quickly. So that's kind of the goal, is just to continue to improve, shoot better scores, and kind of manage our games a little bit better and obviously make more birdies.
Take a look at the weather, but it is a rainforest climate, so it can change moderately quickly. Today, temperatures moderate at 82. Saw a little bit of rain for just about an hour midday, and then it tapered off. Obviously, now raining again, so that golf course is going to soften up a little bit. The forecast for tomorrow for round number 2, high in the 80s, low in the 72s, cloudy and breezy, so really no rain necessarily forecasted. Cloud cover at 96%, rain probability only at 15. You'll probably get a shower at some point. But then, Coach, you take a look at that final day and it changes again. It's 82, sunny, a little bit breezy, cloud cover drops off, wind picks up to 29 miles an hour. It's going to be a different golf course 3 days in a row.
Right. And that's the challenge. Obviously, when you're playing on an island and you're playing next to a rainforest, you're going to have the challenge of weather. It happens every year. And it's the teams that can manage their games and manage sometimes it's their attitudes, because they're going to get a bad break. You're going to get gusted every now and then. And it's the guys who can manage that well who are going to succeed and score well. It's a lot of these teams are repeat teams, and they've been here and played many, many years here. So they know what they're up against. all the veterans who are playing again. So it's going to be a challenge, but the weather's good. I'm glad we're not going to get totally washed out.
Be nice. Yeah, that'd
Yes.
be nice. It makes me and my guys happier
Correct.
as well, too.
Correct.
Stan's afraid of water a little bit. Just a longer story. We won't talk about that. But last question for you. Two questions for you. Your message to your team coming into the next couple of rounds.
Right. Basically, clean up some of the little stuff.
Okay.
We hit some foul balls and some bad shots that cost us, but really we were close. It's just clean up the little stuff.
Okay.
Get up and down when you need to, make that birdie putt when you need to, put it in the fairway, obviously, because you got ball in hand, and it makes such a huge difference. But it's also, there's some holes out here that are really hard, but then there's some holes out here that are pretty easy. Play the easy holes well.
Yeah.
If you can score on the easy holes, you might make a bogey on some of the harder holes. That's fine, but take care of the easy holes.
And last question for you. We'll be posted up on number 16 tomorrow for the day, so we'll catch the par 3 on the backside. Just your thoughts on that hole and maybe a little bit of insider knowledge on it.
It's a good hole. Today it played really hard downwind, so it was kind of a challenge for guys to probably not go over the green because it was a back hole location today. So it's basically going to be one of those good tests coming into the last couple holes for those leading teams to see if they can make par, maybe even make a birdie, and then see what they can do on short par 4, 17, and 18, and reachable par 5.
Should be a lot of fun. Coach, we can't thank you enough
Absolutely.
for joining us
Thank you
and
for
for
being
having us. Coach
Our
Andrew
pleasure.
Sapp of Purdue, the host of the Puerto Rico Classic here in Puerto Rico at the Grand Reserve Golf Club. Our day one of coverage wraps up right now. Make sure you stick with us on all of our social medias. Tons of interviews. Our Domingo is out there and getting all of them for you, so make sure you are following along. We'll have all of that for you, of course. Tons of special features throughout the week as well, so make sure you're sticking with us, following along, set those notifications, and if you haven't already subscribed yet on YouTube, make sure you do so as well. That's where you're going to be able to catch these live streams. Go to babygrandegolf.com for all of the information on that. Round number 1 in the books. Virginia out in the lead by 1, but everybody chasing the number 1 team in the country. You want to make sure you catch our round 2 coverage. We'll have exclusive live coverage all day long from 8:30 all the way till the end of the round tomorrow on hole number 16. That's 8:30 local time. So if you're on the East Coast, that's 7:30, and if you're West Coast, put the coffee on and we'll see you before you go to work. For all of us here at Babygrande Golf and the Grand Reserve Golf Club and Coach Andrew Sapp and the folks at Purdue, I'm Nick Gismondi. Thanks for watching. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning for round 2 coverage on babygrandegolf.com.